morning. Good morning, Park family. It's David. Okay, this morning David is going to spend his time in David's Park in David City working on developing what David may call, I haven't come up with just the name for this particular shell or for this particular attraction or land in David's Park, but I think I may call this the not so very good tales shell, or not so very good tales attraction, or not so very good tales land in David's Park. And so I spent some time working on that particular shell yesterday, and I've got some book covers and different things kind of on this particular area, and I colored it with green because almost all of the tails, I would say perhaps even 100% of our tails in David's Park and David City are very green, and our tails are 100% Eryn, and they're 100% pretending. And so to kind of get all that together in David's Park, in David City, takes almost a lifetime of practice to get our chemistry right on our tails. And so anyhow, as the years go by, we'll get dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber in David's Park and in David City. But we won't be ashamed of being dumb in David City. We'll just be proud to be dumb, and we'll be proud to be able to work on our tails, our not so very good tails in David's Park and in David City. And so that pretty much wraps this up. But also yesterday I created on one of my compass layouts, I created a compass layout with 5 green fish, and I created that to kind of help us with our not so very good tails, because our not so very good tails actually are quite the science, and they take a lot of practice, way more practice and way more contemplating than I had ever imagined they would need. And they're very deep, and they're of such inexpressible heights and depths that they really require almost all of our mental and spiritual and temporal exertions. And so anyhow, and today I'm going to continue to refine the not so very good story shell and attraction and land in David's Park and David City, and I will keep you guys posted. All right, look forward to talking to you again soon, and talk to you later. Good morning, Park family. It's David. I also wanted to get on record here the way that we spell pretending in David's Park and in David City. We spell the word pretending this way. It's spelled Pretenden, and it's pronounced pretendin, if you say it fast. And so that's the type of warfare that we war with the devil and evil in David's Park and in David City. And it's also the type of tales that we create in David's Park and David City. We call them pretending tales, amongst other things. I mean, we can call them lots of different things, but those are 2 important parts of it. They need to be 100% pure pretending tales, and then they also need to be 100% all of our tales are, the purpose of all of our tales in David's Park and David City are to conquer the devil and evil. And there's more than one devil, and there's a whole lot of evil to conquer. And so we have a lot of work to do in David's Park and David City. We'll never be done with it in our lifetime. And as the years go by and as we go into the future, we'll only get dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber and dumber and less and less and less and less intelligent in David's Park and in David City, and in our warfare with the devil and evil, and conquering the devil and evil and all of the devil's jerks. And so we just kind of contemplate on those things more or less night and day, and learn that pretending warfare with the devil and evil can become fun warfare with the devil and evil, but we really have to apply ourselves towards that end. And so anyhow, I just want to get some of those thoughts on record here this morning, and I will talk to you guys later. Good morning, Park family. It's David. Okay, I wanted to get down a memory that I had from my childhood. When I was when I was a kid, my my brother-in-law, Tim Cowart, he used to pick on me a lot, and he would come in when I was laying on the couch, and he would flick me on my head really hard, and he'd say, "That was a good one." And I remember when I was a kid, it used to bug the crap out of me, so much so that I think I would love to, get revenge on Tim Cowart. I never did go and get revenge on Tim Cowart, but that was one of the most annoying things that he ever did to me, and I wondered, growing up, what was the purpose of that? Why would he flick me? He didn't just flick me once. I mean, he'd flick me from time to time, and I think others followed his example, because he would do those types of things. He'd just do really annoying things to me. And so anyhow, I don't know that necessarily brought me much peace when I was a kid. And if I was to go back and, redo my childhood, I would like to say that I probably could have gotten by without it. But I guess perhaps that was a necessary flick, that I needed on my head a number of times from a number of different people. And so the way God works in our lives, sometimes God's wisdom and logic kind of defies human logic, and sometimes the way God does things will seem almost foolish in our eyes, because the way that we look at things, we don't always look at things the way that God looks at things. But God's wisdom is right, and God's wisdom always holds up even when our wisdom kind of crumbles. And so anyhow, thought I'd just get some of those thoughts on record here this morning, and I will talk to you guys later. All right, bye.